Hello everyone, welcome back. This is the day of the 6.1.0 mid-chapter patch release update, and this update is going to change basically how Dead by Daylight is going to be played. Now everybody's been expecting this, I know I have, so it's a long one. Let's get right down to it. Make sure you're subbed if you're not subbed, and like it if you like it, and all that good stuff. Now, with content, Tome 12 Discordance of the Archive starts July 20th, 11 a.m. Eastern, that is tomorrow as of recording. Added 5 maze tiles to the pool in the McMillan Estate map. Gameplay. Generators take 90 seconds for a single survivor to repair, up from 80. Killers kicking a generator now immediately cause a 2.5% loss of progress in addition to starting regression. Bloodlust trigger times has been reduced to 15 seconds for tier 1, 25 seconds for tier 2, and 35 seconds for tier 3. This was 15, 30, and 45. The following killer actions have been sped up by 10%. Cooldown time after a successful hit has been reduced to 2.7 seconds from 3. Time to kick a generator has been reduced to 1.8 seconds from 2. Time to kick a pallet or wall has been reduced to 2.34 seconds. It was 2.6. Duration of a survivor speed boost when hit has been reduced to 1.8 seconds from 2. Survivors now have a modified version of borrowed time as a baseline ability, no perk required. Unhooked survivors now get a 7% movement speed bonus and endurance for 5 seconds. The speed bonus and endurance effects are removed if the survivor performs a conspicuous action. Includes repairing a generator, healing yourself or others, cleansing or blessing a totem, sabotaging a hook, unhooking a survivor, and opening an exit gate. Added a new section and description to the game manual for all this. Endurance status effect is now cancelled by these actions. Endurance does not prevent a survivor from entering the dying state if they are inflicted with the deep wound. Killer perks. Barbecue and chili remove blood point bonus. Corrupt intervention added. Corrupt intervention deactivates when any survivor enters the dying state. Note the perk still deactivates after 2 minutes if no survivor has entered the dying state. This just means it can end sooner. Chlorophobia added. Healing skill checks now move 50% faster for survivors under the effect of this perk. Dark Devotion now triggers when a survivor loses a health state by any means. It was just basic attack, so now you can use your M2s. Eruption. Increase generator reduction when a survivor enters the dying state to 10%. Was 6. Increase duration of incapacitated status effect to 15, 20, 25 seconds. Was 12, 14, 16 seconds. Hex, no one escapes death. Added, once the hex's effect is revealed to the survivors, its hex totem's aura is shown to the survivors at a range of 4 meters. This range increases steadily over the next 30 seconds to 24 meters. Hex Ruin added, once any survivor is killed by any means, the Hex Ruin totem reverts to a dull totem. While a generator is not being repaired by a survivor, it will immediately and automatically regress repair progress at 50, 75, 100% of the normal regression speed. Jolt no longer has a cooldown, so whenever you down people, you get your jolt. Knockout added. Recovery speed is reduced by 25% for survivors under the effect of this perk. Lethal Pursuer added. Anytime a survivor's aura is shown for a period of time, its duration is increased by 2 seconds. Note, the new effect applies to the duration of the normal Lethal Pursuer effect, which means it is effectively reveals survivors for 9, 10, and 11 seconds at the start, up from 7, 8, and 9. Monster Shrine. This perk now Scourge Hook Monster Shrine. Scourge Hooks grant 10, 15, 20% faster entity progression if the killer is not within 24 meters. Basement hooks count as Scourge Hooks. T. Overcharge. Added, after overcharge is applied to a generator, its regression speed increases from 75% of normal to 200% of normal over the next 30 seconds. Pop Goes the Weasel changed regression to be 20% of current progress. It was 25% of total. Note, this is calculated after the new baseline regression when kicking a generator. So first you kick, get the 2.5, and then adds the 20% of the current after the 2.5 on top of after the fact. Hope that made sense. Scourge Hook Gift of Pain increased healing and repairing speed penalty to 10, 13, 16%. This is almost doubled. It was 7, 8, and 9. Scourge Hook Pain Resonance. Remove the scream effect on survivors repairing the exploding generator. Generator will now spark to show regression. Thanatophobia. Increased individual penalties for repairing, sabotaging, and totem cleansing to 4.5, 5, and 5.5. It just went up 0.5% each. Increased maximum penalty to 18, 20, 22%. It was 16, 18, and 20. Tinkerer added the effect. This effect can only be triggered once on each generator. So huge killer perk changes now to the survivors. Borrowed time reworked to account for the baseline version of the effect. Survivors you unhook keep their endurance status effect for an extra 6, 8, 10 seconds, and their movement speed bonus for an extra 10 seconds. Botany Knowledge increased healing speed bonus to 30, 40, 50%, up from 11, 22, 33. Changed medkit efficiency bonus to a negative 20% efficiency penalty. It was plus 20, 10, 20, and 30. Calm Spirit increased chance to avoid alerting crows by 100%. It was 80, 90, 100. Added allows you to open chest and cleanse / bless totems silently, but at a 40, 35, 30% reduced speed. Dark Sense reworked. Each time a generator is completed, Dark Sense activates. While Dark Sense is active, the killer entering a 24-meter radius around you reveals their aura for 5, 7, 10 seconds. Once the aura's duration expires, Dark Sense deactivates. Note, this effect triggers if the killer is already within 24 meters when the perk is activated. Dead Hard. Remove the dash / dodged element of the perk. Activating Dead Hard now grants the survivor endurance for half a second. An animation plays when activated so killers can see when the perk is used without the survivor being hit. Decisive Strike. Added. The perk and its effects are disabled if the exit gates are powered, not opened, so once the last gen's done, DS no longer applies. The perk is now disabled when the survivor performs a conspicuous action defined earlier. Stun duration is now down to 3 seconds from 5. Deja Vu. Added gain a 5% repair speed bonus on the generators revealed by Deja Vu. Distortion. Reduce the starting tokens to 3 from 4. Remove stipulation preventing the perk from activating when in a killer trap. Added regain a token for each 30 seconds spent inside the killer's terror radius. Distortion may not have more than 3 tokens. Added audio cue when a token is used. Hope. Remove time limit. End of game, you're just always faster. Inner Focus. Remove the distance restriction on seeing the scratch marks of other survivors. It was 32 meters. You are now a killer. Congrats. Iron Will. Reduce the grunts of pain volume reduction to 25, 50, 75%, down from 50, 75, 100%. Added does not function well exhausted, does not inflict exhausted. Lightweight. Reduce the scratch mark duration to 3, 4, 5 seconds. It was 1, 2, 3. Added your scratch marks are spaced inconsistently. Lucky Break. For each 1 second spent healing another survivor, increase Lucky Break's duration by 1 second. Lucky Break's duration cannot increase beyond its starting value. No One Left Behind. Now triggers when the exit gates are powered. It was triggered when the gate was open. Added, when unhooking a survivor, they gain a 7% movement bonus for 10 seconds. This is on top of the baseline bonus. Off the Record added, once you are unhooked or escape from the hook, Off the Record activates for 60, 70, or 80 seconds. Added, gain the endurance status effect, and Off the Record is disabled when the exit gates are powered. Overzealous. Increase repair speed buff to 6, 7, 8%, up from 4, 5, and 6. Added, this bonus is doubled if you cleanse a hex totem. Pharmacy. Now guarantees an emergency medkit in every chest. Was just the first chest opened when injured. Saboteur. Scourge hooks now have a yellow aura when a survivor is being carried. Self-care reduced the self-heal speed to 25, 30, 35%. It was 50%, and removed the medkit efficiency bonus. Soul Survivor. Added, when you're the last survivor alive, gain 75% action speed when repairing generators and 50% action speed when opening an exit gate or the hatch. Spine Chill has been reworked. Get notified when the killer within a 36-meter range. If the killer is within range and is looking at you with a clear line of sight, your speed while repairing, sabotaging, healing, unhooking, cleansing, blessing, opening exit gates, and unlocking it is increased by 2, 4, and 6%. The effects of Spine Chill linger for half a second after the killer looks away or is out of range. Spine Chill's icon indicate the strength of the killer's terror radius. Tenacity. Added grunts of pain while in dying state have their volume reduced by 75%. And finally, we're gonna live forever. Reworked. When healing another survivor in the dying state, your healing speed is increased by 100%. Additionally, performing any of the following actions activate this perk's secondary function. Perform in a safe hook rescue, take a hit to protect the survivor, rescuing a survivor by stunning the killer with a pallet, rescue a survivor by blinding the killer with a flashlight. When this perk's secondary function is active, healing another survivor out of dying state grants them endurance for 6, 8, 10 seconds and deactivates the secondary function. Now for the progression system. The progression and prestige systems have been reworked. Important: no existing perks, items, or cosmetics will be lost if they're already unlocked on a character, even if having them would contradict the rules of the new system. Global blood point soft cap has been raised to 2 million, up from 1 mil. Blood point categories maximum raised to 10,000, up from 8k. Prestiging no longer removes any items, add-ons, offerings, perks, or perk slots. Teachable perks have been removed from the Blood Web. Level 51 in the Blood Web requires the character to prestige, costing 20,000 blood points. Characters can now each be prestige up to 100 times. Prestiging a character has the following rewards. Prestige 1, the character's perks are immediately unlocked for use on all other killers and survivors at tier 1, Prestige 2 at tier 2, Prestige 3 at tier 3. Now Prestige 4, 5, and 6 bloodied cosmetic items when available for the specific character, and Prestige 7, 8, and 9 perk charms for the character's perks. Existing players will have their characters granted prestige levels in the new system based on the following: plus 2 additional levels per existing prestige level. Example, a Prestige 1 character will receive 2 levels, resulting in being Prestige 3 in the new system. If a character has 70 more perks unlocked, counting each tier of a perk separately, plus 1 level for 70 to 119 perks, plus 2 for 120 to 169, plus 3 for 170 to 219, plus 4 for 220 to 269, plus 5 for 270 to 319, and plus 6 for 320 plus perks. Prestige 9 is the highest level a character can be within transferring to the new system, even if the above rules say they should be higher. Existing unlocked teachable perks will immediately grant access to tier 1 of that perk on all characters if no other mechanic has already granted access to the perk. Added unique prestige crest artwork for each prestige level. Characters who are already at prestige 3 on the old system will unlock a bloody prestige portrait on the character selection screen. Can be toggled on off in options menu. Now, the Shrine of Secrets. Teachable perks have been removed from the Shrine of Secrets. Purchasing a perk on the Shrine of Secrets will now immediately unlock that perk on all killers or survivors at the displayed tier level. Tier 1 is 2,000 iridescent shards, Tier 2 is 4,000 shards, and Tier 3 is 6,000 shards. You must purchase Tier 1 before you can purchase Tier 2, and Tier 2 before Tier 3, unless you have already unlocked the perk via the progression system, the prestige system. Having the perk already available, having the perk already available via the prestige system discounts the price. Tier 1 via prestige, 2,000 iridescent shards for Tier 2 and 4,000 for Tier 3. Tier 2 via prestige is 2,000 Eerie shards for Tier 3. The same perk may be purchased multiple times on a single rotation of the Shrine of Secrets. Purchasing a perk that you already have at Tier 3 will convert the iridescent shards to 100,000 blood points. This can only be done once Shrine of Secrets rotation per perk, maximum of 4 times on a single rotation, assuming you have all 4 perks already at Tier 3. Matchmaking incentives. Matchmaking incentives have been added to the game, not available to players who have crossplay disabled. When the survivor-killer ratio in the active matchmaking queue drifts too far from optimal, 4-1, players will receive BP bonuses to enter the queue as the needed role. Note, players can also expect queues with a large incentive bonus to have faster queue times. Matchmaking incentives will appear on the main menu and in the lobby next to the ready button. UI changes. Made UI layout changes to accommodate the new prestige crest on multiple screens. Character info button has been moved to the side tabs in the lobby UI. Replace character swap button / prompts with a previous next button in the lobby UI footer. Optimization. Optimize the doctor's performance. Dev note, the doctor currently has one of the largest impacts on performance for killers. These performance optimizations should help improve on all platforms. Now, changes from the PTB. Reduce prestige node cost from 50,000 to 20,000. Increase blood point category caps from 8,000 to 10,000. Increase global blood point soft cap from 1 million to 2 million. Rules for converting prestige levels from the old system to new system have been made more rewarding, but with a maximum starting point of prestige 9. Rework the prestige portrait reward for players who already reach prestige 3 on a character. Rework the prestige perk charm visuals. Rework the prestige crest visuals. We received a lot of feedback on the PTB about the grind not being reduced enough when only focusing on a few characters, especially in relation to the cost of the prestige node on the Bloodweb. In response, we've reduced the BP cost of the prestige node, as well as raising various BP caps to allow for more BP to be earned, stocked up, and spent. We've additionally adjusted the transition rules for the prestige system in such a way that players who reach prestige 3 in the old system will immediately be prestige 9, and thus unlock all associated perks, cosmetics, and charms immediately for their character. Endurance no longer stops the survivor from going down if they have deep wound. Dead Hard's endurance during the duration reduced from 1 second to half a second. Off the record is now disabled when exegates are powered. Overcharge regression has been reduced from 100 to 400% down to 75 and 200%. Botany Knowledge now has a medkit efficiency penalty of 20%. Spine Chill now has additional terror radius visual feedback. Inner Focus no longer has a distance restriction on viewing scratch marks. Dev note, on the PTB, we saw many instances where survivors were able to queue up several instances of endurance one after the other and being able to tank far too many additional hits. Changing endurance to not trigger when a player has deep wounds will prevent this from being as effective, as survivors will now need to mend the deep wound in order to benefit from endurance a second time. Off the record was also proving to be too strong during the endgame, since there are no required conspicuous actions at that point, and will now disable once the gates have been powered. On to the bug fixes. Fix an issue that caused players to experience rubber banding during gameplay. We'll see if that's actually true. Fix an issue that caused the Dredge's head to clip through the camera when teleporting to a locker. Fixed an issue that caused the hillbilly to be able to use his momentum to reach inaccessible areas. We'll see. Fixed an issue that caused the artist scanning crows not to reveal killer instinct on survivors in the dying state. Fixed an issue that caused Lucky Break perk to activate during the camera pan at the start of the match when having the No Mither perk equipped. Fixed an issue that caused the extra fatigue duration from chain blinks to be unaffected by the Nurse's Catatonic Boys treasure add-on. Fixed an issue that caused the Built to Last perk to continue recharging the item when interrupted going into a locker. Fixed an issue that caused the aura readings effect from the knockout perk to apply to survivors that are downed by other means than the killer's basic attack. Fixed an issue that caused the skill check wiggle UI to briefly appear after succeeding a decisive strike skill check. We've seen that. Fixed an issue that caused the decisive strike perk to remain active indefinitely if the killer is stunned when the skill check need is in the success zone. Fixed an issue that caused the invigorated status effect from the clown's afterpiece antidote to last longer when exiting a gas cloud as it activates. Fix an issue that caused the Legion's Feral Frenzy combo not to reset when blinding them mid-lunge attack. Fix an issue that caused the Wraith Shadow Dance White add-on to increase the locker opening speed while cloaked. Fix an issue that could cause the healing progress bar to remain on the screen after the healing action is completed when affected by the hemorrhage status effect. Fix an issue that caused only one survivor to grunt when one or more survivors, stopping the healing action while afflicted by the hemorrhage status effect when close by to each other. Fix an issue that caused cleansing a totem while under the broken status effect to still activate the inner healing perk when the broken status effect ends. Fix an issue that caused the brand new part add-on to bypass the survivor's screaming when the eruption and Scourge Hook Pain Resonance perks are triggered. Fix an issue that caused survivors to recover indefinitely with Soul Guard once affected by the Hex Plaything or Hex Pentimento perks. Fix an issue that caused the haste status effect icon to be missing when affected by Hex Devour Hope. Fix an issue that caused Hex Undying perk to reveal survivor auras when they are near a boon totem. Fix an issue that caused Deathbound perk not to give progress to the Punch Drunk achievement trophy for Sony platform. Fix an issue that caused the Pig's Ambush Dash animation to freeze when hitting an asset. Fix an issue that caused a missing animation when vaccinating another survivor. Fix an issue that caused a missing animation when survivors open an exit gate while injured and contaminated by the Nemesis T virus. Fix an issue that caused the Nightmare's Dream palette placing animation to be missing. Fix an issue that caused the Hag's Trigger range add-ons, Bog Water, Bloodied Mud, to have no functionality. Fix an issue that caused the Cannibal's Shop lubricant add-on not to hide the aura of downed survivors when using the chainsaw. Fix an issue that caused the Nightmare's Pill Bottle add-on not to make him invisible to awake survivors after dropping and picking up a survivor. Fix an issue that caused the Madness Tier 2 effect of the Doctor's Calm add-ons not to match the description. Fix an issue that caused the Flashbang and Firecracker items to be unusable when running downstairs. Now just fix healing on stairs, that'd be great. Fix an issue that caused the Streetwise perk to remain active in the area when survivor with it was sacrificed, killed, or disconnected. Fix an issue that caused the Adrenaline perk to give progress to the Generosity challenges. Fix an issue that caused the Heroic Virtue challenge to gain progress when the killer disconnects. Fix an issue that caused the Kinship perk not to give clear feedback when the perk is activated. Fix an issue that caused the Nemesis Prestige outfit to have a hole in the hand. Fix an issue that sometimes caused the killer not to be able to pick up a survivor who's downed on the basement stairs after using Dead Hard. Fix an issue that caused equipped charms not to appear for other survivors in Survivor Lobby. Fix an issue where Hillbilly's chainsaw revving sound effect does not continue the entire duration of the charge animation. Fix an issue that caused Conscious Concoction Charm UI icon to appear different from the actual model. Sure. Fix an issue that caused survivor bots to toggle their flashlight trap. It's just giving you in-game experience, man. It's just letting you know what it's going to be like. Fix an issue that caused some users to be unable to remove EGS friends from their friends list. EGS, for those who don't know, is Epic Game Store. Fix an issue that could cause the daily ritual screen to soft lock the application. Fixed an issue that could cause a loss of progress when launching the game on 6.1.0 for the first time. Fixed an issue that caused items, add-ons, and offerings to not be lost after a trial. Fixed an issue that caused legacy character customizations to disappear after rebooting the game on 6.1.0. Fixed an issue that enabled a killer to body block the access to the basement in the main building in Junkyard. Fixed an issue where killer is unable to go through a specific spot on Leary's Memorial Institute. Fixed an issue where the killer can't pick up a downed survivor on the top of the logs in Garden of Joy. Fixed an issue where a pile of debris in Leary's Memorial blocks the blight when using blighted corruption power. Fixed an issue that caused an invisible collision preventing killers to access the basement in Cold Tower. You know, any issues that come up with Blight, I assume Lilith Omen had sent to them and they're like, oh yeah, we'll fix it. Fixed an issue that caused a generator that couldn't be repaired on one side in Dead Dog Saloon. Fixed an issue that caused a green glyph that can't be interacted with in Midwich Elementary School. Fixed an issue where some rocks can be climbed on by stepping around it in Garden of Joy. Fixed an issue where survivors were able to reach the top of the shelf barrels in Gideon Meat Plants. Fixed an issue that caused the hatch to sometimes spawn inside the basement. Fixed an issue that caused the Jigsaw's annotated plan add-on to remove 30 seconds from the reverse bear trap timer instead of 10 when the last generator is completed. Fixed an issue that may cause succeeding a brand new part skill check not to give generator progress repair. Darn. Fixed an issue that may cause survivors to be unable to exit some lockers when facing the trickster. Fixed an issue that caused some green glyphs not to be accessible. Yeah, I ran into several of those. Fixed an issue that make Michaela's hair to not have the white outline aura from the Nightmare's POV in the dream state. Fixed an issue that caused the smoke cloud to appear as small repeated patterns in the punishment of the damn VFX. And finally, fixed an issue that caused the VFX of Ghostface's glacial shroud to be seen through fog. Now for some audio updates. Characters, fixed an issue where the Hillbilly Chainsaw revving SFX does not continue for the entire duration of the charge animation. I feel like we're repeating ourselves. Excuse me. Fixed an issue where the wrong audio cue would be called when selecting a survivor from the role selection menu. Fixed an issue where the female survivor's voiceover would not follow the character's mouth movement when being hooked. Fixed an issue where only one survivor would grunt when two survivors would stop healing closely at the same time while being affected by hemorrhage. Fixed an issue where in some rare instances some killer's blood web sound would be stuck in an infinite loop. Added entries for Tome 12 of the archives. For perks, they fixed an issue where the tenacity perk would only reduce grunts of pain after survivors would move from their initial falling point. Added a new audio indicator when losing a token when distortion hides the player's aura. For general, fixed an issue where multiple instances of the same audio cues would play in menus. Fixed an issue where when a killer would hit a wooden table, the incorrect surface sound would be played. It's ruining my immersion, man. Fixed an issue where the small pole generators would fail to throw confetti and would not play the correct SFX once completed in specific maps. Fixed an issue where when changing from the play as killer menu to store, the killer sound effects would be missing. Fixed an issue where there was no audio cue when a player would be stunned while under the effects of the orange glyph. Audio optimizations pass on Midwich Elementary School to prevent audio cuts. For platform-specific fixes on Xbox One, fixed an issue where the game would crash when muting the game on Xbox One. And for the Switch, fixed an issue where after extended periods of play, the application would run out of memory after quitting the tally. Nintendo's just trying to get you guys to go outside. That's all they're doing. Now, fixed from the PTB, fixed an issue that caused the post unhook endurance and speed bonus timers to start during the animation instead of at the end. Fixed an issue that caused the sparks emitted by a generator to be too intense when damaged. Fixed an issue that caused Hex Ruin to deactivate at the beginning of the hook sacrifice animation instead of the end. Fixed an issue that may cause the application to crash when the Hex No One Escapes Death perk is used. Fixed an issue that caused killers not to see the haste status icon when Hex No One Escaped Death perk activates. Fixed an issue that caused the exposed icon to disappear. They had a lot of issues with Noed to disappear when Hex No One Escapes Death is transferred to the Hex Undying Totem. Fixed an issue that caused killers not to be able to kill the survivors when having 5 tokens of death of Hex Devour Hope perk. Fixed an issue that caused the Hex Devour Hope exposed effect not to be revealed when injuring survivors using certain killer powers. Fixed an issue that caused the Lethal Pursuer perk not to reveal survivors' auras for the correct duration at the start of the trial. Fix an issue that caused the aura reveal duration from some of the shape's add-ons not to be increased by the Lethal Pursuer perk. Fix an issue that caused survivors under the effects of the Prove Thyself perk not to see the perk icon or the yellow progress bar. Fix an issue that caused the repair speed bonus not to be applied when a survivor is already working on a generator when it becomes revealed by the Deja Vu perk. Fix an issue that caused the repair speed bonus to continue to be applied when a survivor is working on a generator that stops being revealed by the Deja Vu perk. Fix an issue that caused survivors under the broken status effect to be healed to full health when removing the plague sickness at a fountain. Fix an issue that caused the aura of the illusionary doctor to flicker briefly in front of the killer's camera when activated. Fix an issue that caused some HUD elements to become hidden for the remainder of the trial after switching to Victor when playing as the twins. Fix an issue that caused several actions not to be blocked during the tutorial. And finally, fix an issue that caused Bill's cigarette smoke to be misaligned. Now, with known issues, Warrior Goddess for Fengming has been disabled to prevent a crash. The Rancor perk activates when the hatch is closed, regardless of how many generators were left. The Nightmare is unable to place dream snares in the kitchen in Bad Ham Preschool. Bloodweb cap has been increased to 2 million blood point, even though the tooltip still reads as 1 million. The matchmaking incentives text is present in play as killer without having the blood point bonus, and terror radius feedback on spine chill functions in reverse, i.e. drains as the terror radius gets louder instead of filling. So that is it for now. That is mid-chapter patch update 6.0.1. I hope you all enjoyed it. This was a long one, and I'm glad that they're doing something like this because that means they actually really care about the game and are trying to make things better by doing so many updates and basically completely overhauling how the game works as a whole. If you haven't checked it out, Attack on Titan skins and charms are in the game now. Like we said before, the new tome is going to open up tomorrow, and so if you want to catch us live on Twitch, come join us and follow us at twitch.tv/Parkless. We play throughout the week. We are a killer main that also plays Survivor. And we now finally have all the perks on all of our killers thanks to this change. So more random perk roulette. But until next time, if you aren't subbed to the channel, make sure you do that. And comment down below what your favorite change might be or what you hate about this new update. But until next time, if no one told you yet today, we love you all very much. And remember to please stay safe out there in the fog.